I need to share this because I am still shaking and the police just finished taking my statement. This happened about 3 hours ago around 2 a.m. I was driving home down Route 9 and my fuel light flashed on. I pulled into this isolated, decrepit gas station surrounded by dense woods. The fluorescent lights overhead hummed and flickered, casting a sickly green glow over the concrete. I parked by the pump and noticed the place looked completely deserted. No other cars sat in the lot. I walked up to the glass door to buy a coffee and the bell chimed as I pushed it open. The interior smelled heavily of copper and cheap pine air freshener. "Hello," I called out. Silence greeted me. The radio behind the counter played low static. I walked toward the back employee door to see if someone was sleeping inside. That is when I stepped in something wet and sticky. I looked down, red thick fluid pooled across the linoleum tiles. I followed the trail behind the counter and my stomach violently turned. The gas station clerk lay slumped against the cigarette rack. His throat was jaggedly ripped open, exposing white cartilage and severed veins. Dark clotted blood soaked his entire blue uniform and spilled onto the floor. His eyes stared blankly at the ceiling, wide with terror. A floorboard creaked behind me. I spun around. A tall man in a heavy stained canvas coat blocked the aisle. He gripped a jagged hunting knife, dripping crimson drops onto the floor. His face looked hollow, and his eyes reflected absolute malice. He smiled, showing yellowed teeth, and took a step toward me. "You should have driven past," he whispered. My adrenaline surged. I grabbed a heavy glass coffee pot from the burner next to me and hurled it directly at his face. It shattered against his forehead, blinding him with hot liquid and shards of glass. He screamed a guttural raw sound and lunged blindly, slipping on the clerk's blood. I bolted past him, tearing the front door open, so hard the glass nearly shattered. I sprinted to my car, fumbled my keys, and slammed my foot on the gas pedal as the engine roared to life. In my rearview mirror, I saw him emerge from the door covered in blood, staring directly at me as I sped away onto the highway. Part 2 coming soon.